okay, I think it was the next Friday or 2 weeks later, I did the same trick. I figured, well, it's got to be done.
It's got to be done.
Yeah. So I did the same identical thing, and it worked. Let me see. That's right. Instead of Friday, because Friday he could keep track on me because I had to clean the bakery and this and that, and it's still not Shabbos yet,
right.
So he knew. But Shabbos, he was in Besmedrish or having a good dinner, lay down after dinner, you know.
Right. And you had more free time,
and
too.
I had more free time.
Right.
Sure enough, I did the same identical thing Shabbos.
Right.
In the afternoon, while the Jews were busy there talking with one another, go to shul, schmoozing, you know.
Right.
So I picked up and I moved. And finally, I succeeded. I reached my mother's home. That was already almost in the evening. I told her in a hurry, Mom, I wouldn't even stay too long here. As much as I haven't got no much things with me, but give me that ticket, give me that money that is supposed to be allotted for me. And he wrote directions, how to go, what train to take, through Germany, through Hamburg, through a whole business, a kid of 16 years of age. And I was only afraid that when he'll get in the bakery, he'll look around, I'm not there, he'll do the same trick.
Mm-hmm.
He'll chase after me.
Right.
But somehow, I was home, and I didn't even go to sleep no more the same night. My mother gave me the ticket, she gave me the money. I remember like now, she took most of the money, pinned it under the shirt, pinned it to me.
On the inside of your shirt?
On the inside of my shirt. They shouldn't rob me. In Krakow, there I had to change trains. I got into business. Can you imagine a kid like this? And I had a little trunk, a wooden trunk. She picked up everything, and I scrambled to the railroad station, which it was about a half a mile to the station, the railroad station.
And from there you went to Krakow?
From there I went to Krakow.
Mm-hmm.
And
from Krakow you went where?
In Krakow I was supposed to change trains. From
right.
Krakow, that was the capital that time. They didn't mean much, but it was the capital of Galicia.
Right.
And it was a big railroad station. And there I was supposed to change for express to Hamburg, Germany.
Right.
Okay. But there was at the borderline of Germany, the train has to stop, and everybody has to get out and show the passport for Germany, you know,
right.
that you can enter Germany.
At the border.
At the border.
Right.
Sure enough, everybody gets out, and that was past midnight. Everybody gets out and everything, showing pass. I figure, I got out. What am I staying here for? Nobody bothers me. Nobody's asked me anything. A train came. I didn't even know where the train goes. I hopped on that train. And sure enough, the train starts to move, and I had a seat, and I kept going. Where? Believe me, I didn't even know where.
You just took a chance on where
I took a chance. I know I had to go to Hamburg.
I see.
But so I didn't even know where the train goes. To tell you the truth, I saw very little trains in my life altogether. I saw them from outside, in the village they went through.
It was the first train you'd ever been on then?
Well, it wasn't, maybe not much more than that. Sure enough, conductor walks around, collecting tickets, and he sees my ticket. He says, "Oh, you go to Hamburg?" I says, "Yeah." I says, "Is that going to Hamburg?" "Yeah." He says, "But it doesn't make any stops." I figured to myself, and it doesn't make any stops. Good, so much the better.
Yeah.
Because I was only afraid that this boss of mine is going to chase after me.
The master baker is going to catch up with you.
The master baker is going to catch up. Honest to goodness, I was even in Krakow already, and I was afraid that he's going to chase after me.
Boy, you were really
So when he told me that this train doesn't stop, I figured, well, that's my life, because now he's surely not going to catch me. Because right into Germany, into Hamburg. That's the way it was. That train went right straight to Hamburg.
Did you spend any time in Hamburg before leaving by boat?
Oh, yeah, we were 3 days in Hamburg. Fenced off, like big area fenced off for the all immigrants. It was heavy immigration that time.
How'd you?
They gave us sleep. They gave us
cots or something.
They gave us cots. They gave us food. They gave us everything, but not regular rooms, like a big dormitory.
Big hall.
Big hall with a lot of beds. Everybody.
Right.
And they gave you food, and of course at that time they had a good system. They gave you kosher food, Those that were kosher gave you kosher food.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And 3 days. But you couldn't go out no matter how far you went. You met up with a gate.
Right.
With a fence.
Yeah.
You couldn't go no further.
You were immigrants on the way.
Right. But it was a big territory. As a matter of fact, inside was like trolley cars going, electric trolley cars, that time in Germany.
Well,
the United States didn't have it.
It was the port area of Germany.
Right. Hamburg, yeah, it ported. So, anyway, finally, my day came and I got on the boat. But believe me...
You remember the name of the boat at all?
Oh, yeah. That was the
What
last trip.
What was
she
the name
made
of
the boat, the name of the boat was Blicher. That was the last trip
You
she
remember
made.
the spelling of it all?
Oh, yeah.
How do you spell it?
I would spell Blicher.
Oh, Blicher.
Blicher.
Yeah.
I remember like now.
Probably a
And she-
Hamburg line?
Hamburg line, Hamburg American line.
You remember the cost of that ticket that at all?
Yes, it was about $37.
Oh, my.
And that was an installment.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and I had
But in those days, $37 was a lot of money.
He had paid some down. My stepfather paid some down, and then I'll pay it out myself.
Right.
Well, sure enough, I couldn't even have a piece of bread to eat.
One way, yeah?
One way. Anyway, so when I finally got on that boat, that was 10 days it took from Hamburg to New York.
That's not bad.
Not
Jesus,
bad.
It took me 9.5 days to come back on a troop ship from
I
Europe.
don't remember. Maybe
Many years
I'll tell
later.
you the truth. I don't remember if it was
10
10
days.
or 2 weeks, something like that.
10 days seems kind of short.
It was maybe I make a mistake. Maybe
Yeah.
it was. I think it must have taken longer
It could
because
be.
she went very slow and poor. She was
Crowded?
but they had a kosher kitchen.
Right.
Kosher kitchen on that. Anybody wants it kosher, ate kosher. Treif is treif. If any Jews ate treif, they ate both meals. First they ate the treif and then they ate the kosher. I mean the Russian Jews. And
So they were having Chazar Shetug, as
the
they
Chazal
say.
Shetug is right, and that was during the Rosh Hashanah.
Oh, boy.
I was Rosh
Well,
Hashanah.
they were not, as a group, you could say, too religious, were they, the Russian Jews,
No.
compared to the Polish Jews? and
Right,
others?
correct.
Right.
The Polish and Galician Jews, they were fanatic from, and they were really different than a lot of Russian Jews. They
Right.
were more civilized or something.
Can
I
you
don't know.
remember anything on board ship at all?
That ship was terrible. We thought they'll never reach that.
Terrible from what point of view? though?
Terrible because it was an old boat,
Right.
packed to capacity,
Mhm.
and stormy weather. And remember, like now, they gave us, that time we really had a cantor, a rabbi, for the holidays on the boat. They gave blues and shofar. But the storm was so heavy that the storm was so heavy that the water, the waves hit right on top of the deck.
Right.
And the boat started
Capsized?
almost like capsizing.
It wasn't capsized.
Not
you mean
capsizing. Leaning one way, one
Right.
side.
Right.
So I remember like now, the captain came in. We were down in they call it the cayuta. We were all the way down in there, like in the cellar.
The hold.
Yeah, that time, yeah. That was very poor for the immigrants that time, third class.
They didn't give you deluxe accommodation?
No, no
$37
deluxe
bucks.
accommodation. So he says, please, everybody, get up on the deck and get on the other end of the deck. Let's have the weight on that side. Maybe the boat will straighten out.
Really?
And the rabbi blew shofar, I remember like now. They had already Sefer Shidduch, all kind of prayers that the boat could reach. All right, go ahead.
Well, you were on the boat a minute ago
Yeah.
before we paused for a
Well,
little liquid refreshment.
We finally reached the United States, the Statue of Liberty. At that time we used to call it the Kessel Garden.
Well, what was your first impression seeing the Statue of Liberty?
Well, I tell you the truth, I saw very little Statue of Liberty. They kept those third-class immigrants so restricted. All I saw is a metal cage, like a prisoner.
This is Ellis Island.
Ellis Island. You
Yeah.
went through inspection. I was a youngster, so I had no trouble because
Wait,
they asked you twice.
what was your feeling upon getting off the boat, the very moment that you got
Oh,
off
it
the
was
boat?
a wonderful, happy feeling.
A lot of excitement?
Oh, happy. Well, I had it all to myself, choking to myself because I had no one.
No one to
my
share it
my
with.
own type, that's right. No one to share. All right, my stepfather came with his Eidelberg guy. You heard of the Eidelberg.
Yeah, right.
So he was more Americanized. So he
Right.
came with my stepfather, and I was already in that metal cage waiting for them.
I
You
see.
see, I had no trouble landing because I was a youngster, and they asked me right away, the first thing, do you know how to read and write Polish? I says, yes. Once you knew Polish or any language, I had no trouble.
Now, when they spoke to you, you didn't know one word of English, did you? So when they asked you a question, did they speak to you
I
in
think they
Polish?
spoke to me mostly in German.
In German?
Most that time was English and German.
All right, so you
Even on the street, the police spoke German.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of German. A lot of German. Oh yeah.
Oh, so you can understand German?
I understand, but Jewish and German, how far is it?
Yeah, right.
So I understood. So when they got me out of that, and